Hi, welcome to another episode of Did You Know? My name is Larissa and I am your Manteca real estate professional. So, I wanted to talk to you today about choosing the right lender. Now, for me, the loan process, the loan approval process is really the most challenging and the most stressful part of buying a home. And so, I just wanted to walk you through that process just so you know what to expect and so that you can be involved and you can make the decisions that are right for you. So let's talk about, generally speaking, how to choose the right lender. First of all, you obviously the best way is to get a referral, whether that's from someone who bought a house recently and were happy with the service, but you might want to consider a referral from your realtor because he or she has relationships already in the industry. But if you are for some reason want to choose or otherwise just do some comparison shopping. So a few things you want to consider. For example, you want to make sure that the lender has competitive rates and terms. And just so you know, all loans are not created equal, right? In many ways, not in many ways, but one of the first things that's going to impact that is the market environment. Right now, rates are super low, so it's a really actually a good time to buy. Even though folks are worried, but when the rates are low, it's a really good time to buy, generally speaking, all other things considered. So you want to look at say the rates that you see that are promoted in general in advertising, and then you want to compare those published rates with the late rates that your lender is offering, and so to make sure they're competitive. So when we talk about rates, it's the interest rate for the loan as well as the annual percentage rate, which means not just the rate on your loan, it's all the other expenses included. And so that is something that has always been a confusion for me. And because it's so confusing, we'll do a separate video on that. But you also want to make sure that the lender has honest, clear disclosures. Now, the laws have changed recently, and in all cases, lenders have always been required to tell you exactly what they're doing and what they're charging you for, but it has not always been clear and easy to understand. So that's something you want to make sure that when you're looking at the potential loan, do you understand what they're actually offering and what you will end up paying out of pocket? That is huge. So you want to compare pricing, points, and terms. Points, by the way, means it's just another word for interest. So, but that is generally applied when you want to quote unquote buy down a loan. Say, for example, if the loan that they're offering you is 4%, if you pay points up front, you can reduce that rate. That just means prepaying the interest essentially. So again, these are things that took me a long time to learn, so I want to make sure that you know up front. You want to make sure that they have a consistent fee structure. Nobody likes surprises. Definitely not when you get to the closing table and then you find out you have to cough up, extra money. That is a surefire way for everyone all around to be unhappy. And then you want to make sure that they have a wide variety of loan products so that you have choices, so that you don't just have to take whatever they offer. So that will lead me to the second part of this video, which is which type of company or which type of lender should you work with. So this is in the beginning is just the different things that you want to look at once you decide which institution you want to go to. Those steps that I just laid out for you that's your shopping list, that's your checklist. When you go to lender A, B, and C, these are the things you want to look at. So now let's talk about the types of lenders. Most commonly, people will think of commercial lenders or commercial banks, like the big box banks such as Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, depending on where you are. Those are some pretty common names most people are familiar with. So they get a lot of business because of name recognition. They're on every corner, but they essentially have a limited product range because it's only their products that they can offer. So typically the rates will be higher than what you could get elsewhere. But to the good, they have consistent underwriting, and that is most likely a checklist type of underwriting, so there are no surprises. Everyone gets treated the same, which everyone is supposed to get treated the same no matter which type of lender you go to, but because they have only 3 products, for example, then all the 3 products must meet all these criteria. So it's very consistent and there's no surprises. So those are commercial banks, right? So then I think this is a little bit more limited. This might be in the past or maybe in different parts of the country, but there are savings and loans and thrifts, as they're called. But they also make mortgage loans. But what they do is they make the loan in order to resell them later. They don't service the loan. They're not the ones you're going to be making your monthly payment to. But they do um, make mortgage loans for the intent of reselling them. But sometimes because they're selling them, they might be able to be a little bit more flexible in their underwriting. I probably should have explained underwriting. Underwriting means the actual approval process. So, you meet a lender, they encourage you to buy with them, you submit your paperwork and all your verifications, and then it goes to this mystery underwriter who looks at everything with a fine tooth comb, and they're the ones that give you the yes or no. So that's what I mean when I say underwriter. So those are 2 choices, right? You have your commercial banks, you have your savings and loans, and now you have your credit unions. Generally speaking, I would recommend people use a credit union because they offer the best rates. Your loan is going to cost you less. It will be cheaper to buy through a credit union. But 2 things with a credit union: you will have to be a member of that credit union. They don't make loans to the public. But having said that, membership is usually easy to come by. It's like if you work in a particular city or live in a particular city, or maybe you're a teacher or a fireman or whatever the case may be, or in the military, they have criteria, but the membership is actually pretty easy to get. So they only provide loans to their lenders, but they do offer you a better rate. But because they are membership based, which is the benefit, I guess, if you will, of being working with a credit union, they work more so with people who have higher credit scores than, say, someone in the 500, 600 range. Probably or most likely cannot get a mortgage loan if your score is below quote unquote good. So high sixes and up. Credit scores range between 300 and 850. You're not going to get a loan from a credit union with a 300, but if you are over 650, that's a maybe. But still, if you have good credit and you meet the membership qualifications, your chances are good and it will cost you less. So if you are not suitable for a credit union, I also recommend, my second recommendation is to go to a mortgage broker. The word broker means they can work with several different types of lenders. So they don't have a one-size-fits-all loan. They can offer you different types of loans. They typically, I don't use the word typically, they may make the loan and resell it. Chances are they will resell it, but you will have better options to choose from. So remember the criteria in general: competitive rates, clear disclosures, consistent underwriting, easy to understand process, right? Those are your checklist. And then whether or not you want to work with a commercial bank, credit union, a savings and loan, or a loan broker. My recommendation, if you have a choice, is to go through a credit union or a loan broker, mortgage broker. So that was an awful lot of information for one video. So I'm going to end it right here. So this is the how to choose a loan broker, a lender. And then the next video, part 2, will be what to avoid and which lenders to not work with. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Did You Know? So if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe, and please check back often for other videos to help you through the home buying process. My name is Larissa. I'm your friendly Manteca Realtor, and I'll be happy to work with you. Please leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns below. Thanks so much. Until next time. Ciao.